know. He's all right, but he's not my real dad, is he? You know? I mean, me and him have never hit it off. I've just never had a chance, really, you know, chance to fulfill my ambitions, if I've got any ambitions like hidden. I don't know what they are. I've had a hard life, as it happens, compared to some guys like you. I've had a very hard life. I've always been brought up to raring, whereas you've been brought up in university. I've been brought up in street fighting, you know, every night. You know what I mean? I'd like to think that I could grow up, but I mean, I wouldn't be prepared to get married, have kids, and like every week to worry about where the money's coming from. You know what I mean? That wouldn't be me. I'd never get married. I mean, I go and do odd jobs here and there, and I get paid from that way. Like I don't have to wake up in the morning and think to myself, Christ, let's hurry, I've got to go to work. You know what I mean? You know? Just as long as I've got enough money to go and see Millwall, that does me. They're a shitty team as it comes to respect of shitty teams. Yeah, they've never been in the first division. They've never done nothing like that. But it's the fans, isn't it? Really, it's your mates down here. You mates you rely on. They go everywhere with you. You go through the country with them, different clubs, and it's, you know, it's just there. It's terrific. They've never had nothing except their reputation. You know, like they've always got the reputation of being a hard team, and they always will be a hard team.
Do you mean a hard team or hard supporters?
Supporters, hard supporters. You know, you've got a load of nutters out there, really, and all supports. They're all nutters.
Have you had much trouble with the police yourself, Billy?
Been in trouble a few times, yeah.
Arrested?
Yeah.
And what happened to you when you went to court?
Just get fined. You just get fined or you get put away. I won't pay me fines. I mean, I am a lot of money now, but I won't pay me fines.
Do you think that fines are any kind of a deterrent to lads who get out of order at football matches?
Nah, they're not. How are they a deterrent? They're not a deterrent at all, are they, really? The deterrent is making the geezers miss their football for Saturdays.
What do you think will happen to you the next time you get into trouble with the police?
I don't really give a shit about it, really. I do time. I don't mind doing time. It's easy, isn't it? Doing time. You come back out, you just support Millwall, you have more punch-ups and you just go back in. Oh, yeah. And that's that.
Why do you get in so many rucks, Billy?
You get a lot of geese taking a piss at you at football. They turn round and they start shouting things at you, chanting at you, you know what I mean? And you just lose your temper.
But why do you allow yourself to be provoked by the other team's fans? You don't have to fight, do you?
Well, what are you going to be called, a coward? You don't want people to turn around and say, what's up with him? Like, you know what I mean? He's not steaming in. Look at him over there. He's a coward, which does happen.
Why don't opposing fans come to Millwall's ground?
Because they're scared. When they come down Millwall, they get battered. They get battered. Same as Tottenham will get battered when they come down here, Tottenham, because they got too much mouth. Tottenham go around telling everyone they're going to do Millwall, we'll let them come down and prove it.
Next month's match with Tottenham is more than a London derby game. It's the only occasion on which a visiting club will bring mass support to the Den. Because of Millwall's reputation, other side supporters tend to stay at home. Today, only a few courageous Blackburn Rovers fans have come to London. Some of them live to regret it.
I arrived here about 1:30, 1:45. We were walking down, about 10 of us. We're about 20 lads run down. Are you Blackburn? Automatically, yeah, we're Blackburn fans. Next thing I knew, I was knocked to the bloody elevator off. They hammered the elevator to me. I saw me score up on the floor. I picked it up. There were 3 at the other end. So they started into me again. So I walked away automatically. So I had to go, come here again. There's no way I'll be here again. I was United, Everton, City, Liverpool, everywhere around. But not walking down the ground at 1:30 and being jumped on like that. That is pathetic, is that?
The crowd for the Blackburn match was less than 6,000, and the club lost much-needed gate money. Whatever happens when Tottenham come down, low attendance won't be a worry. This is the Coldbrow Lane end, Millwall's home terrace. On past experience, it's where Tottenham's fans will make their first assault. Although today, with little at stake, it's sparsely populated, it will be well guarded for the Tottenham game. Gangs like Treatment will be there in strength to defend their traditional territory.
Many parents brought their kids down. Even my brother took me down to Millwall, and the entrance we went in and where we stood is where we stood, and that is under the Coldblow Lane end.
If Tottenham are ejected from the Coldblow Lane end, they may well be moved to what passes for a visitor's terrace at Millwall, the Ilderton Road end. Here, however, they'll encounter Millwall's nutcases like F3, who will be standing there for that precise purpose.
If I want a Millwall support, I wouldn't go down to them. They're fucking mad. Straight, everyone carries a tool.
If you're a visiting supporter, there's no safe standing room in the Lion's Den. Even the side terrace, which in most grounds is a neutralised zone, is guarded by the halfway line, the novices who make up in numbers for what they lack in strength.
Where do you stand on the terraces?
Halfway line.
Halfway line,
The
alright.
biggest end.
That's the best thing.
Like Tottenham
Halfway
come in,
line.
I reckon they're going to take a end. They come up to us, but then we'll just gather up and go into them.
Gary Roberts is 16, a former halfway liner. He's just graduated to treatment. Although still at school, Gary prefers to spend his time with his best friend, Mick Harris. At 27, Mick is one of treatment's oldest members. He works as a caretaker for an experimental playgroup and is surprisingly good with children.
What's that? That's a watering. Where does the watering can go? Which one's got the watering can? You've got the watering can there, haven't you?
When we come back from Coventry, we had a rack at St Pancras with Bolton Wanderers, right? And as I stood there and rapped with him, he said, any man who can stand there and rap can go to Southampton with us next week. Ever since I've been going around with him. And he's a great bloke.
I know he should be going to school, but it's just his way. If you've got a bit of a wild temper and no one's supporting you, you're just going to fling out fist and feet like and just walk out, which he's been doing. And then he just comes down here for company, like, you know, he just comes down here because he knows me.
Mick and Gary are also bound together by their allegiance to treatment and can recite the gang's code of conduct.
When police are knocking about, you don't sort of steam in and do something silly where they can have you. You use your loaf, and when it's clear and you know there's going to be trouble, you've got to be there. And as I say, to be a sort of a treatment member, you've just got to sort of stay there and stay your own pitch. If there's going to be a rut, you stay there. And that's only a certain few that travel away. As 50 of us went to Sunderland a couple of weeks back, and that's what you call a treatment mob.
Gary, you're in treatment now, aren't you? Did you have to prove yourself before you were able to join the gang?
Well, I stood down, roughly with Millwall, and stayed there, and if we was that number like 20 at 1, we had to stay there and fight, like. You know what I mean? And all that, like. Huh?
So you proved that you were a good rucker?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a good rucker, but I wouldn't run. I'd stay there and fight and help him out.
Is he good, Mick?
Yeah, any blokes that don't run and you're away from home and stand there and have a good fight is a good Millwall supporter.
But is that really what football's about?
We know it's not about fighting, but the thing is, when as you go up to see a football match, a few just happen to be there. It's the other adults, as you're saying about me, that I'm an adult and I've got a job with kids, everything like that. It's adults fighting me as well, and I ain't just going to stand there and let them do it.
So soccer hooligans are not 14, 15-year-olds?
No. I travelled up to Blackburn last year when so-called hooligans, 30 years old. And I still remember some of them faces that give me a hammer in at Blackburn some 6, 7 years ago. And they're blokes. They're not just 14, 15-year-old kids. It's blokes as well.
So anyone who goes on the terraces has got to be prepared for trouble?
Of course they have. It all depends where they stand on the terracing. If they like to stand on the terracing but somewhere else, but no matter where you stand, you're going to get trouble, because as soon as you shout out, for instance, if you're away at Sunderland and Millwall score a goal, you shout out, Millwall like and 1 up, you get people having a go in rubbish and all that game. And that's what you get. And people just don't stand for that.
Mick, when are you going to outgrow football and Millwall? When are you going to settle down and get married?
Settle down and get married.